Scientists have revealed the structure of Mars. Scientists have discovered 3 layers of crust, 1 layer of mantle, and a low-density core in the planet's interior. Space exploration. Space and rocket technologists have studied data collected by the InSight probe seismometer during 2 years of operation on Mars and discovered 3 layers of crust and 1 layer of mantle in the planet's interior, as well as revealing the unexpectedly low density of its core. This was reported on Thursday by the press service of the University of Cologne, citing an article in the journal Science. The thickness of the first layer of Mars crust is only 8 kilometers. The next layer reaches a depth of 20 kilometers, which is small compared to the typical thickness of the Earth's crust. We assume that it may have a 3rd layer, whose boundary is at a depth of 39 kilometers, said Brigitte Knappmeyer-Endrun, a research fellow at the University of Cologne, Germany, whose words are quoted by the university's press service. The InSight lander, a joint project of NASA, DLR, and the French National Center for Scientific Research, landed on the surface of Mars in December 2018. Its main tasks are to search for traces of Marsquakes and study the internal structure of the red planet. The scientific work of the mission began in February 2019, when German and American scientists completed the installation of the SEAS seismograph and began deploying the HP-3 drill. InSight accomplished its first task in the first 6 months after landing, recording over 170 Marsquakes. Some of them were powerful enough and formed at a depth sufficient to pass through the entire thickness of the Martian interior, which scientists use to study the structure of Mars and determine the size of its core, crust, and mantle. The first preliminary estimates of these parameters were published last year, after scientists analyzed the data collected during the seismograph's first year of operation. The subsequent accumulation of data and study of signals from several hundred more Marsquakes helped the mission's scientific team refine these values and reveal the detailed structure of the lithosphere of the 4th planet in the solar system. New mysteries of the Martian interior in particular. Scientists have discovered that Mars' liquid core has an unusually low density, indicating a relatively small proportion of heavy elements in its matter. Scientists also did not detect large amounts of radioactive substances in the planet's mantle. In contrast, Knappmeyer-Endrun and her colleagues found that the upper layers of Mars crust are highly dense and contain 13 to 20 times more unstable isotopes than the other layers of the lithosphere. This is unusual for the lower layers of the crust, and the reasons for this are still unknown. Another interesting mystery is that planetary scientists have not found 2 separate layers within the mantle of Mars with different mineral compositions and properties.